Hey folks, it's your pal, old BTWB, Big Trouble Ben Bishop, and you are watching the Stunner, the pulse of professional wrestling.
Rob here sitting with Big Trouble Ben Bishop, the tallest man on the card tonight.
I'm definitely the tallest. If anybody was taller than me, they'd have to go home because I need to be the big man.
You're taller than me, but I'm usually one of the
You are a tall guy, but not when I'm around.
No.
Just a normal guy. Does it feel better to be like kind of the normal guy when like a bigger guy's around?
Honestly, anytime there's someone taller than me, I feel uncomfortable because I'm so not used to it. I'm not used to this. I'm not with you.
So you're uncomfortable.
That's why we're sitting down.
That's why big man heat's a real thing.
It's
a real thing.
And I'm noticing the trunks remind me a little bit of Big John Studd. This is a famous venue where Big John Studd actually shaved Andre the Giant's head.
Well, look at that.
Yeah. So do you feel the spirit of Big John Studd?
I think I feel the spirit of all the big tall guys throughout history. You know, because that's when I started watching wrestling. I saw guys like Kevin Nash and Psycho Sid and guys like that. And I'm like, these guys are cool and they exude confidence and they're tall and just they own it how big they are and they just like they have all this charisma and I've always obviously looked at like some of the bigger guys and everyone kept telling me this was John Studd. I didn't think of John Studd. It was actually kind of just a rip on Meltzer with the 5 stars. I just put 5 stars down. I kept calling myself 5 stars.
And your legs are long enough where you can fit 5 stars.
You know what? I'll go with John Studd. I'll say it's a tribute to John Studd from now on.
I like that. So were the tall guys your entry point into wrestling? Like
that was it.
Well, what got you? Do you remember like your first wrestling memory?
I literally turned on WCW one day and saw like Kevin Nash in like '98, and I was like, oh, this guy, no pun intended, this guy's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Like he's just coming out with the long hair and all the swag that he had. And I was just like, all right, this is a cool thing. I never watched wrestling before. I turned it on at my grandparents' house. And I've been hooked ever since.
Have you ever run into Kevin Nash in your?
No, and I kind of know him now. He follows me on social media and everything. Nice. And I just had WWE Tryout. I saw him at a convention. Out of nowhere, he just asked me how it went because he saw that I had it. We know each other. Did he
give you any advice and any big guy advice? Said don't do any moonsaults. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. And he just goes, make sure everything counts. Everything's got to count, right? Like, but he's right. He's right. I think he's one of the best, like, business sense wrestlers of all time. He knows how this works better than most people.
And this is the wrestling business.
It is the wrestling business, and he knows business, and he knew how to get himself over and to make sure doing just what you need to do to get to that level of popularity. And he still is. I mean, they see him at conventions or shows. These lines are out the door. So he figured it out, and it's somebody that I've looked up to. No pun intended. He's about an inch taller than me. No pun intended. But he's definitely been like the person I've always looked to as one of my favorites.
Yeah. And we talked about it a little before the interview, but like I feel like you're using social media to its fullest to get yourself over, to get yourself attention, because nowadays there's so much competition for eyeballs, even with indie wrestling, that I feel like using comedy and using these sketches that you're doing, like that's how you're getting in front of people, like the first view.
Well, you got to think about it, right? When on social media, you have a chance to be seen by hundreds of thousands of people every video you put out. Now, they might not always get 100,000 views, but you have that shot. Like, not everyone can be on TV. Not everybody can be watched on TNT or TBS or USA or Netflix or whatever channel it's on. But when you use social media, you have the chance to be seen by everybody, and it's technically free. So you can just throw content up there and see what works and see what sticks. And that's what I've been doing over the past 2.5 years. Just trying to show my personality, not just in the ring, but out of the ring as well. This is a really big, hey, don't get yourself over, Brian. No.
We're trying to be professional here.
He's always trying to steal my shine. He calls himself professional. The rant for another day. But with social media, I think that we can all, a lot of wrestlers can utilize it more. And should be putting out more content. And Richard Holliday's been doing a great job. Everybody obviously knows Tommy Invincible at this point. Jack Vaughn was doing this before me. So I think a lot more indie wrestlers are starting to do that to get themselves, because they see kind of the blueprint of it. I mean, the blueprint came from a guy, like, I hate putting him over, but Matt Cardona, who did such a great job back in the day, being one of the first people to really utilize it. Yeah. And we're all just trying to follow it and try to see what we can do. And, I wouldn't have been booked on this show if I didn't use social media. I mean, I can't just get by being 6'12", 15% of a metric ton, aesthetically pleasing, I'll say. But like,
I'm very impressed with the shoulders. I'm feeling like I have very inferior delts myself. Mine aren't popping out of my.
I'm a delt guy. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You got a nice chat. Yeah, you got a nice suit on though. But Yeah, it's like you need something else, especially these days. Can't just be tall. Maybe it was in 1995, it would have worked, but we're 2025.
Yeah.
So things, the industry changes. You can't sit back and be like, oh, what the hell? I should be signed. I should be this. You got to just roll with the punches, and you got to try to find ways to get yourself over. And I think I kind of have. So
yeah, I mean, it's working.
It's working.
Now, speaking of retro, let's say you got to book your own Survivor Series team. You're the team captain. It's a 5-person team.
Ooh. Any
wrestler alive, passed away from any time in history, who's on your team?
Oh man, that's a tough question. All right, let me think really quick. All right, you know who had one of the best performances of all time? He's on the show tonight. We'll give Nick Nemeth in 2014 had one of the best Survivor Series. I'll go
so
with
2014 Nick Nemeth.
2014 Nick Nemeth. Only strictly 2014 Nick Nemeth. We'll go with Randy Orton. He seems to be pretty good at Survivor Series. I got to throw my guy Kevin Nash on there. And
one more bad.
Last, you know what? I'm gonna go with my favorites, RVD.
All right.
RVD. Yeah, I think it's a pretty well balanced team.
And then after Survivor Series, your family's having a nice big dinner. They're like, Ben, you could bring over one wrestler. Bring one wrestler over to family dinner. Which wrestler do you think would fit in the Bishop household? Mama Bishop would be like, no, that's a nice man you brought over.
You know what? I'm going to go with my guy, Matt Riddle. And I always love seeing Matt. He's a great dude. He gets along with everybody. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say Matt. I think my family get a kick out of him.
I love it. Now, Christmas time is coming up. Do you have one Christmas present, perhaps wrestling related, that you remember that you have a nostalgic feel for?
Yes. And this is a good question. Do you remember the WCW N64 video game?
Absolutely.
Which one was it was the NWO versus WCW?
Yeah.
That one.
Mayhem.
Yes, that one.
Yes.
That one was so good.
Oh, no. WCW NWO Revenge.
Revenge. That was it. Revenge.
Yeah.
That was the one. I'll never forget getting that for Christmas one year and like playing it nonstop. And it's so funny when you go back and look at it nowadays and like the graphics of it are just horrible. But when you were that age, you're like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah,
I get to be Sting, I get to be Rey Mysterio, I get to be Juventud Guerrero, Psychosis, Hogan. It's like that game was amazing. That's the wrestling gift I'll always remember is that one.
It's Big Trouble, Ben Bishop.
It sure is.
Find him at your.
How tall am I?
6 million.
It's 6'12". You got
6'12".
You're close. And how much do I weigh?
Half a metric ton.
15%. All right.
50%.
We'll work on that.
Working on it. But find him at your local gym at the shoulder rack, at the Delt machine.
Look at that.
Look at that.